Five Nights at Freddy's community is home to countless fan games, from smaller games made by new developers such as One Night at a Place, to massive games that have become recognized and supported by Scott himself, like The Joy of Creation. There's enough of these games to last a lifetime, and sometimes it feels like too much. Heck, there's probably enough FNAF 1 remakes alone to last a lifetime. Seriously, these things are coming out all the time. With that being said, why would I be talking about one of these very remakes today? After all, FNAF IRT, or Five Nights at Freddy's in Real Time, is a FNAF 1 remaster of sorts. Developed by Real Time Studio, the game aims to enhance the original experience of Five Nights at Freddy's, while staying true to what made the first game so special to begin with. Why is this game even worth talking about in the first place? Isn't it nothing more than just another FNAF 1 remake? That's what I seek to answer with this video. Starting with the gameplay of this FNAF 1 remake, it's more complicated than you think. What makes this game really stick out is the differences in night-to-night gameplay. You're not just doing the same exact thing for all 5 nights, there's differences between each night. Night 1 perfectly captures that charm that the first game has. The building, office, cameras, they're all basically one-to-one with the original. For now, anyways. This night just lets you get used to how the animatronics move. You'll realize here that while the environment is a perfect recreation, the behavior of these not-so-friendly faces isn't. For example, Chica and Bonnie don't have set paths and can travel down either hallway to get to your office. This change alone is enough to make this experience far more unique and terrifying than a majority of these fan games. Patterns take the scare out of scary games, and this game was clearly developed with that in mind. Night 1 ends with a scripted sequence where all the animatronics activate like a showtime of sorts. This was genuinely terrifying the first time I played, and works great to scare the player. It invokes panic in the player, which is something that I genuinely haven't felt in a FNAF game in a long time. Night 2 introduces us to Foxy, with no major changes other than the fact that he can run down either hallway. I'm sure the threat level of the animatronics are higher than Night 1, but Night 3 is where things get significantly more interesting. A Foxy boss fight is what I would call it. He's the only character after you tonight, and he's highly aggressive. The switch up from normal FNAF is a fantastic choice. The fast-paced gameplay of Night 3 may just make it my favorite night in this game. It's truly frightening and fun to play. Night 4 features a big change, new cameras. That's right, we get a good look at the building's entrance, the previously disabled kitchen cam, and even the safe room of the building. This adds a lot of life to the game, even when it already has a lot. This night also introduces a new mechanic, camera swapping. The animatronics can jump scare the camera you're currently looking at, causing it to swap places with a different cam. This adds so much to the challenge of the game, while not feeling impossible to master. It's a great switch up in my opinion, and gives the game a lot more replayability. This night is also our first real interaction with the main bear himself. Just like the others, he can go down either hall. Night 5 serves as a good challenge to end the main story of the game. I'll talk about the story a little bit later in the video, but this night is a good conclusion to the main game. It feels like the night system here is acting a lot like the nights of Sister Location, with each one having a different concept to explore. However, I think that FNAF in Real Time does it significantly better than Sister Location does. The difficulty scaling is done well, and each night builds on the last in some way. Night 6, because when is it ever just 5 Nights at Freddy's, features hallucinations to farther scare the player. Although there's no new mechanics, the difficulty of this night feels like a proper challenge that's rewarding to play and conquer. There's a bunch of bonus challenge nights here, but I'll get to those later, as well as the 7th night. Overall, the gameplay of this game is some of the most engaging and fun and truly terrifying I've seen come out of any FNAF fan game in a long time. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to talk about your night select area. You don't just have a menu in this game where you click continue like in FNAF 1 does, although that option is available. You're actually in an 8-bit recreation of the FNAF 1 pizza place, and you get to walk around and unlock each night by buying areas of the building to light up. This whole way of selecting a night is a nice little detail that makes the game even better. Enough about the gameplay though, let's move on to the... Now you may have been looking at the background footage for this video and thinking, wow, this game looks pretty much exactly like FNAF 1. While this is true, that makes it even more impressive that they've managed to make such a scary game out of it. Despite what everyone says, FNAF 1 isn't exactly the most terrifying thing ever, but this game makes it much more. The visuals of the characters actually moving on the cameras, the way they snap into their position on each cam, the lighting used throughout the building, it all comes together to create an experience both scary and intriguing. Everything was thought of in this game, but my absolute favorite part of the visuals is the animatronic movement. These characters have so much personality to them, and while some might say that that removes the scare factor, giving these animatronics personality, the way that they did it in this game honestly negates that issue. Even the jump scare animations are just so charming in this game. Here's Foxy's, for example. Absolute perfection, in my opinion. The way these characters move amongst the dark hallways brings so much life to the core gameplay, only adding to it and not hindering it in any way. Another amazing part of this game is that night selection area I was talking about before. Arcade graphics and FNAF go hand in hand, so there's no question that this game benefits from featuring a form of this. The way that it is implemented is well executed too. That, along with the Fazbear Employment Console, which is a menu for selecting nights, makes for, again, a charming experience for the whole game. This game doesn't try to reinvent anything. It just enhances the aspects that made the first game great while leaving behind ones that don't. It's simple but effective. I don't want to stretch this out longer than it needs to be, so let's discuss the... I know I'm starting to sound a bit repetitive, but the sound design in this game is, like everything else, really amazing. Being able to hear Foxy run down the hall from the office, the jump scare animations, there's a lot here. However, I especially enjoy the voice acting in this game. From the phone calls to the cutscenes, everything here is so well done. For example, the Night 3 phone call where Foxy is glitching out. The acting here is phenomenal. The way he gets more and more panicked as the call goes on, really selling the whole situation as feeling genuinely scary. Easily the main highlight of all the audio in this game though is the soundtrack. Let's go back to that Foxy boss fight. I know, I love this night. This is my favorite night in this game. That's why I talk about it so much. The music that was chosen here is peak. I mean, listen to it. It fits this night perfectly. Everywhere that there's music in this game, it's so well done. Dare I say, a lot of these tracks are far better than official tracks from the FNAF series, although that could just be a case of me having heard them so much. Regardless of the true answer, I can say for certain that the music throughout this game is indeed deserving of a lot of praise. There's also an ambience track that will sometimes play each night, which they use just the right amount. There's one moment in this game, especially with the audio and especially the music specifically, that I think I will always remember from this game. While I was on the 8-bit pizza place, a familiar yet different and distinct tune started playing. The song in question, as I now know, is titled Been So Long, so I'm sure you can guess what this is. It's a remix of the original song by The Living Tombstone, and was a perfect inclusion here. A fan game featuring a remake of one of the most recognized and popular fan songs. Not to mention it's the ending of It's Been So Long, which is the most known part of it. Now that is a beautiful moment. I stopped and just listened to the whole thing play out, humming the tune as it played. Yet another reason why I love this game. I mean, seriously guys, you should absolutely go play this game. It is 100% worth your time. This section of the video will be very quick as I don't want to spoil the game for anyone, but I do have to say that I love this game's take on the story. The world building that takes place is spectacular, again reminding me of FNAF's origins with the way it's told. They give you enough details to make an interesting story, while leaving enough of it up to your own imagination. Yet again, I highly encourage you to go play the game yourself if you want to learn more about the story. Heck, I don't even fully understand it yet, so I don't want to talk about it and influence how you interpret the story. Trust me though, it's a good one and it's worth your time. Moving on to the bonus content of Five Nights at Freddy's in real time, I mean, there's quite a bit here. The cutscenes and videos, for example, I have a decent amount to say about them. Most of these are created in the style of classic FNAF VHS videos, and I love myself a good FNAF VHS series. It's such an obvious way to do these story cutscenes, and it's done so well here in this game. They're all different aspects of this game's story too, leading to a good amount of variety between these few videos. While these things aren't necessarily scary, I don't think they were trying to be. These are here to convey certain elements of the lore, and they do amazing at that. If anything, they're more unsettling than scary. Overall, I just love these videos, which you can rewatch whenever you want from the Fazbear Employment Console. Another great aspect of the bonus content in this game is the challenge night. There's 5 of these, each with a unique twist on classic FNAF. They start easy, the first just being a Bonnie and Chica night, working your way up to the Ultimate FNAF Challenge 2020-2020 mode. On one of these nights, it even features a big change, no cameras. It makes you exclusively use sound and your lights to locate and stop the animatronics. This night may be my favorite of the challenge nights. There is one challenge night that I kinda don't like because it kinda just makes the screen red and constantly flashing, but besides that one, these are all good challenges. These nights are also significantly shorter than the base game nights, leading to a more hectic and faster style of gameplay, which I personally love. The real challenge of this entire game though isn't any of these challenge nights. Heck, I beat 420 mode on my 3rd attempt. No, the real challenge here, and the original main draw of the game for me, is the featured 6-hour mode. This is exactly what you think it is. 6 hours of FNAF 1 gameplay. Now, I did not complete this mode, not yet anyways, because I don't really have the time to currently. I don't think I need to play this mode to understand how cool this is though. Ever since Five Nights at Freddy's came out, I've been thinking about how amazing a mode like this would actually be. And to see it come to life in such a great way too is just wonderful. One day I will absolutely be taking on the gauntlet that is 6-hour mode, but I know without playing that this is easily the coolest thing in this game. So I don't even need to say this, but obviously I love this game. Nearly every aspect of it is well thought out and executed in such a way that it's unique and stands out from a lot of the other FNAF 1 remakes I have played. So, to answer my question from the start of the video, is Five Nights at Freddy's in real time just another generic FNAF 1 remake? No, it's far from it. This game captures what made the first game so good in the first place and masterfully expands the concepts. Please go give this game a try if you haven't already. It's 100% worth your time. I ran a poll on this game and it seems the majority of people agreed that this game is pretty good. What do you think of this game? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, be sure to like and subscribe for more FNAF stuff. Oh yeah, and consider becoming a member too and support the channel to help me make better videos. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time, superstars.